In this video, you will learn how to write a Band 9 Agree-Disagree essay for IELTS Writing Task 2. I will show you how to structure your essay, how to use advanced grammar and vocabulary, and I will give you tips and tricks to improve your band score. If you are going to take your IELTS soon, check out my IELTS materials. There, I teach you everything you need to score high. I show you step by step how to give high-scoring answers. And of course, we do many practice tests together, so you will feel confident for your test. You can find the link in the description below. And now, let's get started. Let's take a look at the question. The question consists of two parts. First, there is a statement which says, online learning will soon replace traditional classroom teaching. Next, you can see a question that follows the statement. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? This clearly tells us that it's an agree-disagree question. The instructions also tell you to give reasons and examples, and to write at least 250 words. So we have to bear this in mind when writing. Now, let's see how to write a Band 9 answer to this question. First, you need to pick an opinion. You can say that you agree, disagree, or partly agree. Of course, I can think of reasons why online teaching might end up replacing traditional teaching. But for the purpose of this essay, I am saying no, traditional teaching won't be replaced by online methods. After you pick a topic, you need to think of examples and take notes. My reasons for why online teaching won't replace traditional teaching are: people want social interaction. A lot of online learning programs don't give many opportunities to interact with others. Another reason is that not all subjects are suitable for online teaching. So I will write art techniques, science experiments. And finally, we can't be sure that everyone will have access to technology. For example, we don't know what the future will look like for developing countries or people from underprivileged backgrounds. So I will write access to technology limited in some areas. The first two reasons I wrote in my notes are easiest to write about, so I will pick those. Also, I think social interaction is most important, so I will start with that. Now, let's write the essay. We are going to start off with the introduction. There are two important points to remember here. First of all, you have to paraphrase the original question. And second, you have to give your opinion. If you don't, the IELTS examiner will not know whether you agree or not. So let's write the first sentence of the introduction. This is called the background statement. It tells the reader the background of your essay. In other words, what your essay is about. Some people feel that traditional classroom teaching will one day be substituted by online learning. If you compare this sentence with the question, you can see that I have paraphrased it. Instead of replace, I used the verb substitute. And instead of using the active voice like the question does, I change it to passive. Traditional classroom teaching will one day be substituted by online learning. Paraphrasing demonstrates to the IELTS examiner that you have understood the question and that you are able to summarize it without copying it word for word. This will improve your band score. Another important point is that I start the background statement with "some people feel that." Here I have used the verb feel instead of think. Think tends to be used more often by IELTS candidates, so using a different verb makes you stand out. Let's go to the second sentence of the introduction. Here it's vital that you state your opinion, and this is where I start using my template. Templates are amazing because they help you write a high-scoring answer. They give you sentence starters, which include great vocabulary, and organize your answer. This helps you get a better band score. When writing your answer, you simply write down the sentence starter, and then you finish the sentence with ideas of your own that fit the topic you're given. To get all the templates you need, click on the link below and check out my IELTS materials. You can find templates for all IELTS writing tasks there. So for all charts in task 1, such as pie charts, line graphs, diagrams, and so on, and all questions in task 2. For example, agree-disagree questions, advantage-disadvantage questions, and much more. Now, let's write the second sentence. I'm going to write, While I agree that online learning may become more prevalent in the future, I hold that learning face-to-face will not completely disappear. While I agree that I hold that is a sentence starter for my template, as you can see, I clearly state my view. I say learning face-to-face will not completely disappear, so it's clear that I disagree. I did state some support for the growth of online learning though. I said online learning may become more prevalent in the future. Prevalent is an advanced word. That means that something is very common or happens a lot. This shows the IELTS examiner that I have a high-level vocabulary. I also paraphrased traditional classroom teaching with learning face-to-face. This will be great for my score in the lexical resource area. This is an area that the examiners give marks for when grading your writing. It refers to the vocabulary you use and how varied it is. Now, let's move on to the first paragraph and giving the first reason for my opinion. The question says, give reasons for your answer, so you must absolutely not forget to do this. You need to start your first body paragraph in a new paragraph, separate from your introduction. This shows the IELTS examiner that you are about to present a new idea, so make sure that you indent between the introduction and your first reason. I think back to my template and choose a sentence starter I like. I will choose my first reason is that. I'm going to write, my first reason is that humans are naturally social creatures and benefit from and enjoy communicating with others in person. In this sentence, I have demonstrated my knowledge of dependent prepositions. Dependent prepositions refer to the prepositions commonly used with verb, noun, and adjective phrases. For example, benefit from and communicating with. I've also used the phrase in person, which is great to refer to the idea of traditional classroom teaching without repeating that too much. Remember that paraphrasing is a great way to show off your range of vocabulary. Now we should show why interaction is important in education, so we need to be more specific and give more detail. The interaction that takes place in an online setting, while also a form of socializing, does not allow for the same closeness and group rapport to be developed when compared to in-person interactions. This sentence is packed full of advanced structures and vocabulary. Let's take a look at some of them. First, I use the conjunction while, which introduces a clause expressing contrast or a surprising fact related to the main clause. Here I'm saying that online learning does include an element of socializing, but not as much as when learning happens in the traditional classroom environment. I also use the phrasal verb takes place, meaning occur or happen. This is an advanced word and is excellent to show my range of vocabulary. Last but not least, I use some fantastic advanced nouns like closeness and group rapport. Use of a variety of advanced language will boost your band score, so don't forget to include it. Now, we've already stated our first reason and given some details. What comes next is an example to support this reason. Remember that the question specifies, give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Whatever you do, don't forget the examples. They're so important. If you don't give reasons or examples, your score won't go above a band 5. Make sure your examples are relevant and specific to your point, because if they are just selected randomly and don't really support your point, it will also lower your score. So let's now give a relevant and specific example to show the IELTS examiner we understand the instructions of the question. Again, let's pick a useful sentence starter. For example, I studied for my university degree via distance learning, so I never got to meet my classmates. Although the academic component of the course was satisfactory, I felt that I missed out on being able to make friends and relate to shared experiences together. For example, it clearly shows what comes next, that I'm about to provide an example. This makes it nice and clear for the IELTS examiner. When organizing your ideas, it's crucial to use linking words to show how ideas connect. If your essay is missing linking words, the examiner often can't follow or understand why you are mentioning those ideas. Although is a linking phrase that shows a contrast between two things. In this example, I state that the academic experience was good, then contrast that with the bad experience of not having much social interaction. In IELTS writing, the examiner will use several scoring criteria when marking your essay, which include coherence and cohesion, and lexical resource. Linking words get you points in these categories because they give your answer much better flow and sense. They also demonstrate your wide range of vocabulary. You can also see a few examples of the past tense in these sentences. Make sure you use the past tense because this will be great for your band score. Here I write, I studied for my university degree and I never got to meet my classmates. Studied and got are past tense verbs. I also use was and missed in the past simple tense. We haven't quite finished the first body paragraph yet. Just one more sentence to go. It's essential that the first body paragraph finishes off with a concluding sentence to emphasize why the reason and example you have given support your opinion about the statement. So let's remember that my template has a great linking word to start the concluding sentence. Hence, this is a very advanced word that is used for giving a reason and concluding. I'm going to write, hence traditional classroom teaching will still be sought after by many students who want the social element of studying. Here I use the advanced adjective sought after, which means that it's wanted by many people. By the way, if you want more sample answers for IELTS writing, hit the like button and write yes in the comments. If you want something else, tell me your video wish in the comments so I know what you would like to see on this channel. Now it's time to move on to the second reason. Going back to my notes from before, you can see that this is about not all subjects being suitable for online teaching and learning. This needs to go in a new paragraph as this is a new idea. Doing this ensures that your essay is organized well, which will increase your band score. I go back to my template and choose a high-scoring sentence starter. An additional reason for my stance is that online teaching is not always suitable for more practical subjects like science and art. An additional reason for my stance is a great sentence starter, as it uses the noun stance, which is advanced vocabulary that refers to your position or opinion about something. Then I give more detail. These subjects often require the learners to actively participate in hands-on activities in order for them to learn and improve their technique or skill. Here I use the demonstrative pronoun these to make reference to the subjects that I just mentioned in the previous sentence, science and art. Use such reference words in your essay because this will help your essay to flow better as you don't repeat the same words over and over again. This is an excellent way to boost your score in the coherence and cohesion section of the marking criteria. Another way I have avoided repetition here is by paraphrasing the adjective practical from the first sentence and using hands-on instead. Now we need an example to support this point. This is important as the instruction states that we need to give examples. Examples is plural. The second example must support your second reason. We've already used for example for the first example, so now we use for instance to show a wide range of vocabulary. I'm going to write, if students were to watch a science experiment online, for instance, it wouldn't have the same educational impact, nor would it be as fun as carrying it out themselves in a traditional classroom setting. Now, you will probably notice that the sentence starter isn't actually at the start. That's okay. In this case, you can move its position in the sentence. And in doing so, you demonstrate to the examiner that you have a good knowledge of syntax, which means word order in sentences. This sentence also demonstrates a great number of different grammatical structures. This is vital in task 2 if you want to get a high score. First, if students were to watch a science experiment online is amazing because it uses the structure if plus subject plus were plus infinitive. This is very advanced grammar that shows you really know if clauses, and there are many possible forms. You could also say if students watched a science experiment online. This form is more common. I also write it wouldn't have the same educational impact, nor would it be as fun. Nor is a negative or, which connects to negative clauses. This makes the sentence more cohesive, meaning better connected together. If we didn't use nor, the sentences would sound a bit awkward. Then it would say it wouldn't have the same educational impact and it wouldn't be as fun. This is completely correct, but the sentences flow much better with nor, and a good flow improves your band score. You can also see that after nor, the usual order that we use in positive sentences is reversed. Usually, we use subject plus verb, but here we use the verb first and then the subject. Nor would it be as fun. This is an example of inversion, which is a very advanced structure. You must use it after certain words and phrases, such as nor. Now we have to conclude this paragraph. I use a linking word from my template for this. Accordingly. Accordingly, despite online learning becoming more and more widespread, it could never replace such subjects that require face-to-face instruction and demonstration. This is another sentence crammed full of advanced words and structures. First of all, the adjective widespread is very advanced. Widespread means very common or popular. We can also see the nouns instruction and demonstration, which show that I have a strong grasp on word formation. I also use the linking word despite. Despite is used to present an idea which contrasts with the second idea that follows it. Here, for instance, I'm saying that online learning is very popular, but it's also true that it won't completely replace traditional teaching methods. Last but not least, you need to write a conclusion for the whole essay. I picked the sentence starter in sum, I strongly believe that, from my template to show the IELTS examiner that this is my conclusion. This sentence starter also makes it clear that I'm about to express my opinion. In sum, I strongly believe that online learning may continue to grow in popularity, but it will not eradicate traditional classroom teaching completely. This sums up my opinion nicely, while also taking the other side of the argument into account. As before, I acknowledge that online learning might become more popular, but I stand by my opinion that it won't completely take over traditional teaching methods. So we're done, right? No, not quite yet. When you have finished your essay, you must do two things. First, make sure you have written over 250 words. The instructions tell you to write at least 250 words. That means more than 250 words. Check to make sure you didn't write less, because if you did, you will lose points. My answer is 277 words. That's a good number of words to be able to demonstrate my vocabulary and grammar knowledge. Next up is proofreading. Read through carefully to make sure you used punctuation correctly. Check whether you forgot a full stop at the end of a sentence or a comma between clauses. Fixing mistakes can actually improve your band score a great deal, so it's totally worth putting time aside for proofreading. That's it. That's how to write a Band 9 answer for an agree-disagree question in IELTS Writing Task 2. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their IELTS score too. See you in the next video!